Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, welcome back. I just decided to pop on while I had the chance and see how everyone's doing and kind of do a little bit of a pocket check here. I've been carrying this GEC pattern 56 here. This one was from the 2023 release. Um, let's see. It's made out of. I'm drawing a blank on what it's made out of. I think it's made out of rosewood. Probably in the future videos, I'll bring out the tube if I can find them, and that way we have a little bit more information on them. But it's it's actually a nice little knife. I used to look at these, and this is the first one of this pattern I've had, and I used to think that they looked somehow bigger than they are. But as it turns out, really, honestly, it's actually probably more along the lines of a smaller knife. And this is a kind of a good comparison for some people. It's a Victorinox, and really, it's actually smaller than this Swiss Army. Pretty thin too. Well, this one's only a single blade. I'm a big fan, by the way, of these easy open notches right here. But what's interesting about this one is there's no half stop, which a lot of GECs have half stops, and this one for some reason it just really doesn't. So, I do like it, but I guess I'm used to the half stop, but it's not part of this particular pattern, I guess. I don't know. You guys let me know. This is the first one of the 56 that I've had. By no means am I kind of an expert on all the history and lore of Great Eastern Cutlery, but I do have a lot of them. This is the first one though that I've had of this particular pattern. I do like that the rosewood has a darker color, but it does still have some pattern. It's hard to tell. I'm trying to just manipulate the lighting here. There you go. Maybe there you can see. And this is what I've been carrying, and I do enjoy it. It's actually really nice in the hand. It's a good size for me. I don't have the biggest hands, to be fair, but I do like a single blade just because I don't typically find a need for a lot of different types of blades. So I always find that a single blade is nice to just keep things down to a slim profile. But I don't have any nails. See, I bite my nails. It's a terrible habit, but I do like when there's an easy open notch like this. And in fact, maybe I'll do another video. I've actually gone ahead and I've added these notches to some of my knives. So like I'll grind one in just to get at a blade easier. But this one has a pretty good one. It's not the easiest to grab, but it is pretty accessible, I think. But the only downside to having a notch is typically, and I think this is just the nature of the design, I'm not always a fan. Again, I don't know. There's no rules or to this, but I don't always like a spear point blade or spear tip blade. I'm kind of more partial to clip point blades like this one right here. But as you can see, if you have this tip, you're not going to be able to get much of a purchase on an easy open type of notch. So like if this clip point was here, you wouldn't be able to grab it. So a lot of times if you're going to have this type of blade, you're not going to have necessarily a pinchable easy open notch. This one though, because it's a single blade, and the reason I like this knife so much, and this is the knife I showed last video, I do feel like you can just grab it and pull it out, and it's, I use the term pinchable, right? Like you can pinch open, and that's just me. A lot of people have Strong fingers, strong nails, great, good for you. I don't have any nails, so I'll actually end up, and you'll see me doing this. I actually grab with my middle finger, and I'll open like that, just because my thumbs are all torn up. But I do feel like this design is also just more versatile. I do like a knife with a nice tip to work on, open packages. But with that said, you know, this right here is just about as usable as it gets. I mean, it's a handsome knife. I do, in terms of cover material, I have been getting used to more wood. I'll be honest. I never was a wood kind of fan, but I've been getting more into it lately, just because I just feel like it's warmer, just visually, but also like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like this, but when you hold wood covers, it does feel warmer. It feels warmer than it would, like, you know, like a bone handle with, you know, you hold both, you can feel like there's a warmth to the wood. Yeah. Tell me if you guys have any preferences for materials and why. I don't know. I just feel like these are as much for your hands as they are for your eyes. And there's something about using a knife, you know, I never thought about it this way, but it's kind of like, if you guys have ever played sports, or like, I play some golf, and there's something about certain golf putters or golf clubs where there's a feel and a look. So the feel is one thing, but when you look at a golf putter, you really want to have something that you're visually comfortable with. I feel like the same thing happens with knives. No matter how good a knife is, and I'll hear people say, I love this or I love that, and I pick it up and I'm just not comfortable. I just can't see myself using it. So that's kind of how I feel about certain knives. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Tell me if you guys feel that way. It's very weird, but I don't think I'm the only one. You know, like, that same thing happens, I'm sure, with everything you use. You know, like, I'm sure there's certain shoes that look good on certain people, maybe, and you put them on and you're not seeing it. You know, holding here a Case Canoe. This one, I don't really know exactly. Again, see, like, you're gonna find out. I don't really go for all the nitty gritty details necessarily. I'm not that kind of collector. I'm not like a historian. I know what I like, and I enjoy it and I use them. But I believe this one is called maybe some type of dark red bone. Real nice. I mean, I like the way this feels a lot, and this one feels great in the pocket. Been getting into these Case Canoes lately. Never really been a big collector of case, but I'm kind of getting on that bandwagon, and there is some charm, especially one of these older ones. This one's a little older, but this pattern is pretty nice. You know what I like about it? The profile kind of curves, and it lets you really kind of slip this into your pocket, and you know, it kind of, there's nothing that catches, right? So, like, the one thing about certain knives, even the nice knives, is that this edge of the corner of the blade there, where it kind of terminates there, can catch, and depending on how many blades there are, you're gonna have some termination points that catch right on that tang area. Whereas this pattern kind of really does a great job of kind of rounding itself, so it's like you're just, no matter where you're slipping that in your pocket, it really doesn't catch, and it makes for a great carry. And I always thought these were small knives, and I guess maybe I just had never known. I think the knives that are smaller are butterbean knives, which I've never had one, but this one actually fills your hand, so you're looking at essentially a full knife right here. So, you know, maybe I'll do a video about the canoe knives, because I've got a few, and I like them all. So yeah, this is something I've been carrying today, along with this guy right here. And as you can see, again, pretty similar in size. So this is by no means a small knife. It actually fills my hand pretty good. So in terms of usage, you can really kind of grab onto that. this is kind of like the size that I pretty much stick around. Anyway, just checking in. Had the setup here from the other day. Just wanted to pop on in and see how you're all doing. So leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the video. What can I improve? I'm still just working this out for myself. So see you next time, guys.